Here's what happened. You've got a big decision that's coming up today, and it could even feel like it's about to be a chaotic day that's happening. I know for me, the big decision that's come up recently is fully trusting myself to be able to go all out in my business and how I show up, especially on the show up in my speaking and the one-on-one work that I'm doing, really fully trusting that and being able to let go of the potential fear that comes up, or not potential fear, but the fear that is there that bubbles up where am I going to be able to handle whatever's on the other side for the capacity? So what I want to do today is give you that morning clarity. So for that next big decision that's coming up for you. And you may have one that's coming up right now. But what I want to go through with you is a guided meditation. It's something that you can add into your morning routine, or it could be something that can help start the morning routine for you, or just something that you listen to in the morning before you get started with the work tasks that you got going on in the business as you're building it. This is Make Burnout Extinct. I'm Robert David Weeks. Thank you for taking the time to be here. I welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. And if you haven't done it yet, you can subscribe and follow the show for the latest episodes. And I'm fired up that you're here to take this time for you to figure out that clarity. There can be a lot of uncertainty right now that's going on across the board in different industries. So you're not alone as you're building this business to feel that uncertainty. And it comes with the territory just as being an entrepreneur. And then on top of it right now with the uncertainty with the economy, it adds to that. So I want you to know that what you're feeling right now, there could be a lot of tension that's coming up, pressure. There even could be the fear that's bubbling up of what the hell am I going to do the next day or tomorrow? And so we're going to take all that and move through it today. And how I want to be able to do that for you is to take about 15 minutes to be able to go through this guided meditation with you. And what I want to let you know is that this is something with clarity that is so helpful to take a moment to get grounded and give yourself that space to be able to reflect. It doesn't have to be that long. As I said, we're going to do this for 15 minutes. But when you can create that space for yourself, then you become better at implementing the strategies that are right for you and the situation that you're in. When you're present, you make less mistakes because you're actually focused on what it is that you're doing in the moment. You're not thinking about the future and all the other potential scenarios. Your mind's not pinballing, but you're in that present, taking it one action at a time to move forward and get through it for whatever you're dealing with those challenges. And that comes back to these big decisions that we make. And a lot of times you can put your energy towards the small decisions, the things that can keep you stuck. And it's like that busy work and you're just kind of moving through the motions. And really, I want to invite you to take this time to focus on the big decisions, the decisions that can really help you to leverage a new level of growth for yourself and in the business, and to really dig deep into connecting to that in this time and then being able to move through it. And I'll guide you along the way. So let's get started. You can find a space to that you're not going to be bothered for like the next 15 minutes. Do the best that you can. If you're listening to this or watching this and you don't have that space right now, just take it in for this first round. And then you can always come back to this when you have the opportunity to have a space where you can really, I recommend laying down is really helpful. You can sit while you're listening to this too, but a space where you can be in one location is really helpful. You can try this while you're walking. If you want to do that, you're outside walking and you can try it in that way for a meditation. That could also help too. Before I even get started, I have 2 commitments I want to share with you. First commitment is to continue to grow the show. And so I really appreciate your support in this show. It's been incredible to witness the growth and be a part of it for now over 9 months. And then the second commitment I have for you is to be honest with you, to really share with you what it takes to make burnout extinct. Leading up to my burnout after the social media conference I organized where 500 people came together, I had a team supporting it back in 2018. I hit my burnout and I lied so many times. And it's one of the reasons I believe I went and hit my burnout was the amount of pressure that I felt like I couldn't release. And so my body forced me to listen. And that's, for me, was hitting burnout. So now let's get into it. I appreciate you being here. Let's dive in. So what I want you to do is take a deep breath in through the nose and then release it on out through the mouth. Get settled in. You can even close your eyes if you like, or if you want to keep them open. Right now is a moment to connect to like 3 different things in your space. I'm right now seeing some books on my left. I got a window right in front of me, so I'm seeing that. I got this fake plant here in the place that we're renting, Adriana and I, my life partner, so hanging out here with this plant. So those are 3 things to bring me back to being present with you. So you can call it out if you like, and then come back to your breathing of inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. What you can notice, especially if it's got a lot happening today and it feels like it's about to be an intense one, it may be hard for you to take a deep inhale. You might be like forcing it. And so this is where you can just feel yourself pulling in a breath, just pulling in from all the way to your stomach. Many times, especially when it can feel like you feel a lot of that stress, you can start having shallow breathing. And so a great way to help for the nervous system, bring it into parasympathetic nervous system for the rest and digest, is to breathe more in the stomach to really help bring you down into a centered, grounded place, rather than in the mind where the mind can start pinballing all over the place. So here you go. Deep inhale. Pull and release. All right. Now you can go to natural place for the deep inhales through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Getting settled in, you're creating your vibe. It's going to be fucking epic. This is the time for you. You have such a beautiful gift of wanting to support everyone around you in your life that you care about and want to give constantly. But you cannot forget about yourself. And having these moments to take care of yourself helps you to show up even better for those people that you want to give to and care for. And it takes time to work through that shift in that belief. And I want to tell you, it absolutely is possible for you to make those changes. So let's bring our awareness. We're going to start at the bottom of the kinetic chain for the body. I'm going to start at your toes. And what you can do now is just wiggle your toes a little bit. Wiggle them. They may crack a little bit. Bring your energy down there, because you could have a lot going on in your mind as I go back to the mind pinballing all over the place. So we're going to go all the way down to the bottom to bring the awareness. So you can focus on this. When you can focus on one thing, that's where you open up more space for clarity in the strategy in the next big decision and the next action that you can take in order to move through whatever you're dealing with for the challenges. All right. Now you can bring your awareness to your ankles and move on up. And what do you notice? You might notice some tingles. Soreness could be there. If you did any running lately or a lot of walking, that could be happening for you. Or the leg workout. Get your leg workout in. Or you may feel nothing right now. You may have no sensations that are really coming up. Anything like particular. It's just you're just here, present. That's okay too. The key is just bringing your awareness. We're going through a body scan, and it's bringing your awareness to these locations. Okay, we're working on all the way up to the calves. And you can even, if you want, you can move your feet up and down. If you're sitting, you can kind of more so like just your feet. You can go on the balls of your feet if you're sitting, or if you're laying down, just flex. You can flex the feet a little bit. And from there, you can feel it in your calves. Just moving back and forth. At this stage, it's bringing into focus for you, what is that next big decision? The big decision that could help to create more capacity for smaller decisions. How you can imagine that are pressure balloons. We have these pressure balloons that can, an imaginary pressure balloon is how you can visualize it, that fill up in our bodies. We can have hundreds of these. They can be big ones, going back to these big decisions, these big pressure balloons. That could be the fear of what are people going to think for when you start something new. It could be a new workout or a new strategy in the business. So you have that fear of like people judging you, people making fun of you. That could be one that comes up. Another one could be this fear of people laughing at you for doing something embarrassing. Could have that fear, and so it may cause you to have to do multiple takes for videos or practice a ton for the talks because you have that fear of rejection, fear of people not liking you. So that can be another for the big balloons. But then you have these smaller pressure balloons, which could be you got a message from someone that caused you to have to figure out a solution. It could be a client, could be a contractor, someone on your team, or you went to the fridge and you realized you forgot something at the grocery store. Could have been like, I think about cheese. I've been getting into cheese here lately. And for me, it's like, I really want to make sure I have that. I'm going to have a little bit of that in breakfast. And so if it isn't there because I forgot it, I'd be a little pissed. I'd be like, ah, shit, damn it. I wanted that cheese. So that can create this pressure balloon where then, okay, you got to now figure out how do you pop all these different balloons? And it comes back to making the decisions. So for me with, the fridge and realizing there's no cheese, it's like, okay, I got to go to the grocery store or order it or, get it delivered, whatever I got to do. That can be then the decision to pop that balloon, release the stress out. For the bigger decisions, that could be taking the time to actually process the emotions I have. I remember it was like about a little over around 2 weeks where I was processing this big decision that I was making to move through this fear I have of success, fear of growth. There's been a lot happening this year, which has been really exciting. One of which is the growth in this show. And the fear I have is the people closest to me that I love, that they're not going to be in my corner as I continue to grow. Because I've noticed that with friends have come and gone in my life. It's happened. And so then I have this fear that those that love me the most won't be there. And so then I feel whenever I have a big win, what can happen for a pattern is then I somehow cause the shoe to drop on the other end where something happens that causes me, that feels like a loss or a challenge that happens. And so I've been in this back and forth. And so I remember getting up, my heart was racing and I was pacing back and forth. Adriana was right there on the couch. And then I realized I had to tell her I'm not okay. And I went over, we cuddled. She was able to comfort me. And then I just like cried. I poured it out with tears. And that was me processing the realization that processing that fear. And then on the other side of it, making the decision that I'm committed to this, to moving to these levels of growth. And then it was having to sustain that change, continue to figure out the habits that are going to help reinforce this decision I made. So as you continue to breathe in and breathe out, what is that big decision for you? You can now bring your awareness back to your calves, moving up past the knees to the thighs. You may notice now pressures and tensions. Your body constantly is trying to communicate to you. It's reminding yourself your body's on your team. These nearly 40 trillion cells are doing their damn thing to support you. And so it's in this moment of noticing where that pressure and that tension can come up when you think of the big decision. Because what that can become is your signal that there's something that needs to be addressed, that you don't have to ignore it and push it down and say, I'll get to it later. Because eventually what that leads to is a one-way ticket to hitting burnout. being able to come back to the body is so powerful. It helps to fuel you in all your different areas of life because you're present, you're connected, you're grounded. As you continue to breathe in and breathe out, bring your awareness down to your inner groin. I'm going to move on up to the stomach. For me, I notice a lot of my tension for the pressure signal on my left side of my stomach right now. And so you may have that big decision. You may not. It may not still be there. And it's okay. You don't have to be fucking exhausted by trying to figure it out. But it may clearly be there. And what I want to continue to remind you is that where you start isn't going to be where you end up. So you may have that decision right now or you may not. But it's just continuing to go along in this process. Not trying to force anything intensely and push through. Is being able to open up to the possibilities of what can come through. As you continue to breathe in and breathe out. Going to bring your awareness on up to your chest. You can even place your hand on your heart. Take a few deep breaths here. Connecting to the powerful energy that's within you. You have so much courage and potential waiting to be tapped into. You're fucking powerful. And fucking beautiful. And incredible. We got to be reminded of that. It can be so easy to fall into this trap of letting fear be in the driver's seat of your life. I mean, that comes with the truth. There's so much uncertainty that's out there. But having these moments to come back to just how fucking powerful you are and capable you are is so important. As you continue to leave your hands there in your chest, you bring your awareness up to your shoulders. Even move them up a little bit closer to your ears and then drop them on down. Imagine strings pulling your shoulders down to the ground. Being able to relax. If you're sitting or if you're laying down, just imagine the shoulders pulling down to your feet. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And release. And now it's in this moment. Identifying the decision, the one that's coming forward. And then what is the action that you can take to move towards making that decision? What is that habit that you can work on where inevitably you're going to get to the other side of that big decision? If you still, for example, still can't make that decision of you're not going to care what other people think, because I get it, it's natural for you to have that level of care. Instead, what you could do is you're going to put the reps in to continue to show up and do a video a day, getting comfortable on camera, or practicing once a day for the talk that you're getting ready to do in front of the group. That could be the habit that you focus on to get to the point where then you make the big decision, but then you can just do one take. Then you don't need as much practice because you've already put in the reps of how you show up in conversation. And you can just go and do what you got to get done. So it's identifying that next action. And then after we're done here, being able to move forward and making that happen. And bringing your awareness to where do you notice that right now? That tension, that pressure, where is that hitting for connecting to this big decision? Because that's going to be your guide and your signal. You may notice some of that pressure in the stomach. It could be back at your heart. It could be your shoulders or up in your head. That can be the signal to remind you of when a big decision is present. That's asking for your attention. So you take another deep inhale through the nose. And release. You now bring your awareness to your arms. Move them down to your hands. Start to wiggle your fingers. There you go. Oh, yeah, that's great. Oh, might even yawn as you bring your awareness to your face and your jaw. Oh, man, yep. There we go. Move your jaw around a little bit. Maybe you can yawn. Bring your awareness up to your head. If you want, I'm putting my hands on my face right now. Oh, yeah, this is great. Ugh. And notice what the difference was when you first came in to going through this guided meditation to where you are now. And then take another deep inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. And when you're ready, if you have your eyes closed, you can open up your eyes. Notice going back to the 3 things around your room, going back to those. Got my books, the window, the fake plant. Fucking fake plant over here. And what I want to remind you is that I believe in you. You have the capabilities to be able to listen to your body, make the necessary changes, and take the necessary action for these big decisions. I so believe in you, if you haven't heard that yet today. You have so much potential within you. The capabilities to move forward is possible. And you got this. Don't fucking settle.